Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Muhammad Zulfajuari Nugraha. I will be presenting the findings and responding to the queries today. Let's begin. Number one, what is the meaning of transgender? What does Islam say about it? People whose gender identity does not correspond with the sex they were assigned at birth are referred to as a transgender. The majority of mainstream Islamic scholars believe that changing one's gender through surgery or hormone treatment is forbidden, with the exception of intersex people. Hansa, in whom medical intervention may be required to clarify ambiguous sex characteristics. In Islam, the term transgender is typically understood to refer to action or behavior that contradict one's original gender. Islamic teaching do not allow people who are not intersex to actively transition from one gender to another, but they do place a strong emphasis on empathy and support for those who are having difficulties with gender identity. Number two, what is the meaning of transsexuality? How does Islam say it? A person who identifies as transgender may seek medical treatment such as hormone therapy or surgery to change their physical appearance to conform to their gender identity, except in the case of intersex people who undergo medical procedures to identify and match the dominant sex traits. Transsexuality is generally not accepted in Islam when it entails changing one's biological sex because it is considered to be changing Allah's creation. Nonetheless, there are some Muslim-majority nations, like Iran, where certain religious decrees fatwas permit transgender people to undergo sex reassignment surgery. Okay, next. Number three, what is the meaning of Hansa? Intersex people, or those whose sex is ambiguous or who are born with both male and female sexual characteristics, are referred to as Hansa. Islamic law acknowledges Hansa as a separate category. Classical scholars have further classified Hansa into two types: Hansa mushrik or intractable, where it is ambiguous, and Hansa wadih, discernible, where the dominant sex can be identified. Hansa uses physiological indicators such as the organ used from urination or the emergence of secondary sexual traits to determine gender. Okay, next, number four. What is the meaning of mukhanats? In Islamic tradition, effeminate man, that is, men who exhibit feminine speech, mannerism, or behavior, are referred to as mukhanats. Mukhanat can be divided into two categories: those who purposefully mimic women and those who are inherently effeminate. The former are not condemned in Islamic teaching, while the latter, those who deliberately act or dress like women, are subject to censure, and even banishment, as mentioned in hadiths. Men who take on feminine characteristics or rules are referred to by this term. not intersex or transgender people. Okay, next, number 5. What is the meaning of mutilate? Woman who mimic men is in appearance, behavior, or mannerism are referred to as mutilate. According to hadith-based Islamic teaching, women who consciously take on masculine traits are condemned, just as men are condemned for copying women. It is said that the Prophet Muhammad forbade the deliberate adoption of the characteristic of the other sex and cursed them, ordering their expulsion from homes. Okay, last question. Number 6. If a transgender individual dies, according to Islam, how should the body be treated? Following his or her assigned gender or following his or her desired gender? Islamic jurisprudence states that a transgender person funeral rites and body measurements should be performed in accordance with their biological gender, not their gender identity or transition. The reason for this is that the original sex assigned at birth continues to be the legal and religious foundation for funeral rites since Islam views gender change as forbidden. Some academic advise treating the body as that of a Hansa mushkil, ambiguous intersex, in situations where surgery has left the gender unclear. This may entail taking extra precaution to prevent harm and preserve privacy. Okay, thank you everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.